Are you ready to protect and grow your crypto investments like a pro? Whether you're just starting out or whether you've been in the crypto space for years, what I'm going to share with you today is a proven method that I've used with students throughout the world to help them safely and securely invest in and manage their crypto investments. Hi, I'm Mark of the Bitcoin Tutor. Over 10 years ago, I learned about crypto and started my own investment journey. And I turned this into a business where I'm helping people do this securely and safely and avoid the risks and the problems that I had in the early days where I've lost thousands of dollars worth of crypto along the way because I didn't have the guidance that I'm going to provide to you today. So today, let's talk about the secure crypto method. The secure crypto method. Secure is an acronym that I created that actually helps outline the 6 areas that I think are most effective. And at the end of this video, I'm going to invite you, if you would like more information, to take advantage of our Secure Crypto Blueprint online course, which is discounted now for the holidays. So I'd like to invite you to that. But right now, I want to give you some really useful information from the course that really gives you a good outline of what are these 6 areas that you need to know about. Now, whether you learn about this information on your own or you learn from it in my course or from me directly, that's your choice. But my mission really is to help you all do things appropriately so that you're protected. You know, there's so many scams online and so many issues that can come your way. So here are 6 things that you can take away today and get some value from. So again, secure is an acronym for 6 different steps, and I'll break each one down as we go. So the first one, the S in secure, is to secure your wallets, okay? So the first step is to create your first exchange account. If you're just getting going, it's important to have access to your first place where you can buy and sell cryptos. So that's a very important thing. So part of what we need to do in this area is learn how to manage your usernames, your passwords, and there's other security information. Also, there's great opportunity to use 2-factor or multi-factor authentication. Now, you may be familiar with this with your bank where they send you a text message to make sure it's you when you sign in, but there's actually more secure ways than that. There's 2-factor authentication using an authentication app. There's also security keys that you can use, especially if you have large amounts of crypto. So these are things that indispensable because you become your own bank here. You're not relying on an exchange to hold your cryptos. We're using an exchange to buy and sell cryptos, what we call on-ramps and off-ramps. Also, it's important to properly set up your computer or your smartphone, whatever device you'll be using. And normally for large amounts, I recommend you're using a computer and then I help people lock that down. In other words, you need to make sure you have security on your computer, whether it's antivirus or other types of security. It's usually less of an issue on smartphones, but you know, these are topics that we discuss as well. Now, the second module is the E, in fact, the first E in secure, which stands for the essentials for buying and selling crypto. Now, this course isn't just about Bitcoin. What you'll learn here, you'll be able to apply to many, many other cryptos. And so the first thing is, how do you buy your first Bitcoins? Many people have been afraid of doing it, have not wanted to go down that path. They've been a little concerned that they're doing it right or that they're being scammed or losing their money. So it's important to know the steps. So along with that, you know, how do you pay for your Bitcoin? You know, there are many ways. You can use bank account transfers, debit cards, credit cards. Also, you need to understand how to sell your crypto when you want to make your gains. At some point when Bitcoin or another crypto goes up in value, you'll want to sell it back for cash. Now, I know there are some purists that want to keep their Bitcoin forever, and that's great, but you still want to probably take some amount of profit as US dollars or euros or some other form of cash. Also, you need to understand how to send and receive cryptos. That's one of the very basic fundamentals, and to do it right is not difficult, but there are some security steps that you'll want to follow to make sure that you're doing it right and you don't lose your Bitcoin. There's no going back. There's no bank to call and complain that, ooh, I sent it to the wrong account. You can't do that. You're your own bank. You need to take, with crypto, more responsibility. And to do that, you need to have the information. Okay, then we move on to the third module, which is the C in the word secure, which is cold storage strategies. So what is cold storage? Well, if you consider holding your cryptos at an exchange like Coinbase as hot storage, well, when you hold it on your own and you manage your own keys, that is called cold storage. That means that if no one has ever had your private key, that they cannot at all grab your cryptos. It's impossible. Even if a government tried to seize it, they couldn't, because you control the key. So what is this all about then? How do you do this? Well, you can store your cryptos. In the old days, and when I first started, we had to use something called a paper wallet, which is a way to record the important private keys that control the Bitcoins literally on paper. But things have gotten a lot easier now. So now we have something called a hardware wallet. And the ones that are the most common are from Ledger and Trezor. But there are many new ones coming out with different pros and cons. So this is an area that you definitely want to learn about and know about. And also, how do you get your cryptos on it, and how do you get them back off? And you need to get them back off if you want to sell them for cash, right? So we're getting to the point here as we're in a bull market right now at the end of 2024, heading into 2025, that we're probably going to see some all-time highs in many, many cryptos. So at some point, people will want to take some or all of their profit. So this is an important thing to know. How do you safely move it off your cold storage wallet, your hardware wallet, so that you can sell it? You can trade it to someone who wants to buy it. And that's basically how you sell it. You sell it by finding someone who wants to buy it, or using a centralized or even a decentralized exchange, so that you can exchange it for stablecoin and or dollars or euros or whatever your currency of choice is. Okay, now we're moving into the fourth segment, the U of secure, which stands for upgrade your security. So this is something that is important when you're working with cryptos, that every device that touches crypto, we want to be extra secure. We want to avoid having viruses and other problems with our computers or our devices. So this is an important thing, to have a very strict way of how you manage usernames, passwords, your cold storage recovery phrases and keys. All of this is critical. It's very critical in case you have a device failure, in case something dramatic happens, you have a break into your home. What do you do to keep all these information safe? And this is an area that's very, very important. And this includes either storing things offline, like on paper, or even storing things online, but in an encrypted form. So there are different ways to do encrypted storage, where you can store some of this information, either in full or in part, online. So this is an important thing, that you have a strategy on how to do this. Okay, Module 5 is the R of secure, which stands for risk tolerance for trading. Now, there are many people who I work with who are simply want to be investors, meaning that they hold for a longer period of time. That could be 3 months, 6 months, or multiple years. But there are others who want to be traders. They can be long-term traders, short-term traders, day traders, swing traders, scalp traders. There's all sorts of trading. But how do you do that with crypto? Well, this is really the fifth element of secure, which is, first of all, you need to understand, what is your risk tolerance? What are you willing to risk? How much are you willing to lose if you're wrong, basically? So there are some people who are happy with investing, and then others who are trying to make a little bit more money by trading more frequently. So this is an area where it's important to understand, well, how does it work, and what are the risks, and how do you mitigate any risks? We can start with the very basic strategies, like the buy and hold strategies. And then there's other types of technical analysis that I know I cover the basics with my students in the course. And this is information for those of you who are interested in trading, that you can at least understand how to read basic charts, understand whether it's a good time to buy or sell, or whether you want to simply dollar cost average in. But people, when they want to start selling, they like to know that they're at least at some sort of peak, some sort of top. So understanding technical analysis is critical. And that's part of what the risk tolerance for trading section is all about. And then finally, and perhaps the most important, is the final E. And the final E stands for estate planning for cryptos. A lot of people don't think about this, but once you start managing your own cryptos, your own bank, being your own bank, what happens if something happens to you? Almost all my clients and students, they're the only one in the family who knows anything about crypto. So what happens to them? Don't they want their family to have access to all of this wonderful gain and know what to do? So in this section, probably the most critical section, is what do you need to do to prepare for your heirs? And how do you do it in a way where they don't get access to it before you're ready? In other words, not before you're incapacitated or you pass either suddenly or in other ways. It's important to understand that if you really want this to be a legacy for your family, that you take the steps necessary to make sure they're protected. And there's also some common tax considerations that you need to consider as part of this estate planning consideration. When you start selling cryptos, there are usually tax liabilities depending on your country. Certainly in the US there are, and in most of Europe there is. There are some exceptions in Europe, such as in Germany currently, if you've held your cryptos for more than a year, and in some other countries where you might get favorable tax treatment. So these are all things that you need to know. These are often overlooked, and people say, well, I'm not going to pass until the cryptos have topped out, but we don't know. We don't know what tomorrow brings. So estate planning is important. So that's the course. We cover all of those in-depth areas. And again, whether you study with me or with someone else, you really need to know about all these areas. You need to know the basics, the SECURE, secure crypto basics. So what I'd like to do today is invite you to participate with me in the Secure Crypto Blueprint course. For a limited time here in the holidays, we're offering it for 60% off. This is my deepest discount ever. I really want everyone to make sure that they get into this next bull run and to do it as safely as possible. But of course, like all discounts, it won't last forever. So I invite you, if this is something you're interested in, to click the link in the description box below so you can get more information and see if this is something that you would like to do, and if the investment in the course works out for you, if this is something that makes sense for you at this time in your life. And if not, I hope this video at least brought you some insight into the things that you need to keep in mind and need to consider when you're investing in Bitcoin. So if you're serious about building and protecting your crypto assets, join me today. Click on the link below or simply visit us at thebitcointutor.com. That's thebitcointutor.com, and scroll down and you'll see exactly what the course is about and how to join. Thanks for your time. I wish you a wonderful holiday season, and I hope that cryptos can be a wonderful part of it as well.